Hey, good evening, friends. As usual, as always, I hope this Friday evening finds everybody doing really good. And so let's get her started off, get this little Friday night chat started off, get the pipe lit up here, or relit. Smoking my little Bjorn bent. I don't know if it's a billiard or a pot, but this is one that Emily got me last year for Father's Day. And I was in the master bedroom. We got a bathroom off of it, and I was in there taking a shower, and I got out and dried off, got dressed, and came out, and Emily's laid up on our bed back there watching. I think she had it on Golden Girls because her and I really like to watch Golden Girls, and Frasier. But I got a small pipe rack. It's got about 4 pipes, pretty close to the bed, and this one is in that rack. And she was laid up on the pillow watching TV, and she said, Daddy, you don't like the pipe I got you anymore? And I said, well, yeah. Well, she said, well, you don't never smoke it. And I said, well, I've got so many. It takes a while to get around to it. She said, well, I hadn't seen you smoke that in a while. And she's right, I hadn't smoked it in a while. So I fired it up. I put some, been smoking earlier, some Sutliff Kentucky Planter in it. And that's good stuff. So anyway, I got her a piece. She's seen me smoking. Of course, I've had all these other pipes trying to break them in and whatnot. So she thought this one was getting a little neglected. But she, this last Father's Day before last, she told my wife she wanted to get me a pipe. And so my wife said, let her pick you out a pipe. You just put it on a page on pipes and cigars. And I was kind of wanting a new Bjorn anyway, so I put it on the page. And she had several to pick from. She picked it out with her mom, and she picked it. So this is what she came up with. So, and I think for 6 years old, did a pretty good job. But I usually smoke I'm out of butane, little Calibri that P.A. Piper, Pennsylvania pipe guy, sent to me. I hadn't smoked a bent one in a while, full bent, on YouTube. I usually smoke, when I smoke Matt Barron plum cake, about 70% of the time it's in this pipe. It just pairs up really nicely with this little pipe. And so tonight, I said, if plum cake tastes good in it, I bet Rat Raised Red Rapparee would pair up pretty nice with it. So this is the first time I've smoked the red in this. So, and it's pretty decent in it. So we watched a couple of Frasiers, and she finally sacked out. She's still back there on the bed. I think we'll just let her sleep in there with us tonight. But anyhow, she finally sacked out through first or second Golden Girls. She's going to work with my wife in the morning. My wife's got a couple of things up there she's got to go do. She's not going to be up there all day. And Emily has been a fixture at that little restaurant up there so long, and everybody in that little town knows her. And she said, I hadn't got to see anybody in forever. Of course, you know, she's in school now. And so she's wanting to go see some of the customers. So, and they'll get a kick out of seeing her for sure. But I was reading a book while we were, while kind of off and on watching TV. I've seen, it's kind of like Andy Griffith. I've seen them all in the same way. I hadn't seen all the Frasers, but I've seen all the Golden Girls. But Emma said, I had never seen you read a book. I said, you hadn't? And I guess really, you know, I stay online so much. I read online. But I bought a book last year. Just now picked it up really to read it. And this is one I would recommend. It's an autobiography type book. It was the book that came out last year, Unconquered, the saga of cousins, and based on Jerry Lee Lewis, Jimmy Swaggart, and Mickey Gilliam. This is a truly, truly good book, and I would imagine now you could probably find this thing discounted. It was $23 or $24 then, and I'm sure you can. I'm sure it's been out long enough now. You can probably find it discounted. Well, I've seen 2 or 3 videos. Some folks smoked, brought out crack. Can't hardly think tonight. Broke out the freehands, Denali Dave and Pipe Pappy, and some good-looking freehands out there. Piper Fields got a good-looking one. This all kind of started when I had requested the guy smoke his Harcourt. That is a good-looking pipe too, and you know, freehands are so unique, and there's probably not 2 alike. I mean, they're all just. That's what I like about them, and I certainly want to get another one day. I like the little golden handmade that was gifted to me by Raggy Ragsdale over in Vicksburg. You know, he quit smoking many years ago and was cleaning out his stuff. Called me up and said, look, come get these things. And I drove over to Vicksburg. And we ate at the Tomato Place, had a BLT and some fresh fried pork skins. I mean, they were still popping from the grease when they brought them out to us. If you hadn't subscribed, if you haven't subbed to Uncle Raggy, it's Raggy Ragsdale, and he's just a good homespun Southern gentleman from Vicksburg, Mississippi. He's not a pipe smoker, but he is. You'll be glad you did. My wife picked up Sonic this evening from us for supper, and there in the little town where our restaurant is, and brought it home. And I tell you, I used to really like Sonic, but here lately, everything. I was going to get a corn dog. She wanted a corn dog. I said, yeah, bring me one. Well, then I called her and I said, no, just bring me a burger. Everything tastes the same anyway. There's like a corn, you know, that they must never change the grease. French fries, you can, you know, taste. You can taste it in the everything they make in the hamburgers, the corn dogs. And I like to say, I used to really enjoy a Sonic burger. My favorite fast food burger is, and we don't have one in Monroe or West Monroe yet. They just put one in Ruston, and the manager there said they were looking at property in West Monroe. And Pipe Pappy, you'll know. You're familiar with Ruston. You lived over there a little bit, and you know, College Town, where Louisiana Tech is, and which is about 35 miles to the west of us here on I-20. But the restaurant, the little burger place, is Whataburger, and I don't know if they're out of Texas or they're out of Oklahoma. Pappy, you may know for sure, but I love that. Is the best fast food burger, bar none. And if I'm on the road and want a burger, I'll usually whip into one. They got the orange and white striped roofs. They used to be kind of A-frame shaped roofs, but they've modernized a little bit. But no, Pappy, you were asking me about did I fish any at Caney Lake, and absolutely I do, and I very well may go tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going there to Lake D'Arbonne in Fallville, but And you're right, that's where the state bass, largemouth bass record was caught. Right there at what they call Smith Bridge. There's a telephone pole about 15 feet from the bank, and there's a drop off underwater. And that's where he landed him at. And that, for some reason or another, the water flows pretty fast there, and it's coming into that bridge. And like I said, like I told you in a comment, I've got about an 80% catch ratio there. About 8 out of 10 times I go there, and I always go to Smith Bridge and fish it, but so does everybody else. So you got to kind of get down there early because you may not get a spot. But about 8 out of 10 times I go, I usually have catch 2 or 3 decent sized bass. And if I'm taking someone with me that hadn't been, I always like to take them there to that part of the lake because usually it's productive for them. But now the only problem, the drawback with that is I haven't explored the rest of the lake. I've got a couple of other places that I'll go to, but what happens to me is when I come up dry there at Smith Bridge, then I'm searching, and you don't want to, when you're really trying to catch fish, you don't want to spend your time looking. And I just don't have a lot of backup plans because I put all my eggs in that basket. Now, like Darbone up there in Farmville, I've got several backups if where I normally go is not producing. But absolutely, my mother's family came from down there. Her dad was born and raised on the Chatham side of Caney Lake. I don't know if that's 34 or what that highway is, but I think it's like you go into Winfield, and he died in 74 as a young man, 56 years old. But they were talking about in 73, the year before he died, building that lake, and he didn't know if it was, they were unclear then. He had high hopes that it might even come within sight of his house. It didn't. It missed it about 4 miles across there through the woods, but beautiful lake, and it's what I consider a clear water lake. It's not clear, but it's, for lake standards, it's you certainly want to fish with a bait there that's applicable to a clearer type water, pretty water. But they put a bunch of carp in there, trying to get rid of the hydrilla grass. And they put about twice as many as they needed, and they liked to kill that lake for about 10 years. It just came back, 5, 6, 7 years ago. It's starting to pick up again. In the 80s, you used to see people from Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia fishing that lake, but they just about killed all the bass in it. But it's come back. It really has. And I surely go there a good bit, and I may go there tomorrow. Chris Pipe Vampy, I don't know. I think it was you that asked me about these hydrating discs. This is what one looks like. And I guess it's got like a ceramic disc or whatever inside it. Just run that thing through the water, plop it in your jar, and overnight it'll make a difference. And they're reusable. They run about $1 a piece. And I know you used to get them at pipesandcigars.com. A lot of brick and mortars carry them. That's what it is. And it's well worth having a couple of those on hand if you've got multiple blends. As always, I'm running out of time. Y'all have a good one. Take care, and God bless.